Welcome back to Better or Worse Than Transformers, where we take a movie or a TV show and tell you whether it's better or worse than the most mediocre movie ever made, Michael Bay's Transformers. I'm your host, Joseph. With me is my co-host, Ian.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And Christian.
How's it going?
This week we are doing Mission Impossible 6, also known as Mission Impossible Fallout. It's a rollicking action-adventure movie.
Good time?
Mostly action, honestly.
Yeah. Little dialogue.
Anything else.
Top-notch action.
Top-notch action. So we're definitely going to get into that and tell you whether it's better or worse than Transformers. But first, Ian, you got some news for us?
Yeah, so most of the news came out at Comic-Con last week, so it's kind of slow, but there's a few things we wanted to touch on. The first is Hard Knocks is coming out in a week, I guess, August 7th. It's about the Cleveland Browns. Hard Knocks is a HBO reality show. It goes through like an NFL training camp, and it's got a narrator, and it's serialized, and it's cut up really in almost real time. But they have like going stories about like the people on the roster bubbles who are about to get cut, and stories about the star players, and it's a kind of a cool way to look at a football team. I've enjoyed a couple of the seasons. The Rams season I liked.
The Texan season was good.
The season where it was Rex Ryan and the Jets, where he was going door to door and was like, "Hey, is Revis here?" Because Revis was holding out, and that was good. So they've done a couple good ones. This year is on the Browns. Joseph told me today. I think that's an interesting team to do because they got the number one draft pick of the last 2 years. I'd love to see more about Myles Garrett. We can't talk about football too much. What do you guys think?
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a good cast of characters for Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
I think Jarvis Landry, I think Baker Mayfield.
Like the quarterback competition between him and Tyrod, kind of the unappreciated veteran.
I'm
Jamie
really
Collins, your other.
I do love Jamie Collins.
Yeah, Jamie Collins. There are good personalities on that team for this show.
Did you guys see their Office thing that they did?
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, they did like a spoof version. The
intro.
Of the Office intro with the Browns
Really?
players. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, Myles Garrett was Dwight.
I don't really want to watch Hugh Jackson.
That's the whole.
Well, I kind of do. I want to see. I want to understand because again, there's like a disconnect. Now, man, we are getting too football-y here, but there's a disconnect between like how much his players respect him and how many games he's won, and I want to figure out why that is.
Yeah,
but the amazing thing about the show to me is, again, you mentioned it comes out like in real time. And I don't know how the fuck they craft narratives because they don't know who's going to get cut.
They're so good
but they're so good
picking
at
out those people.
Yeah, NFL Films does it. And even if you don't like football as much, they talk about like the players' wives and like there's a lot more to it. So like I think anyone would get something out of it.
I absolutely agree. I think it's just really interesting because it's a part of football.
It's like a documentary.
It's a part of football.
That's how you should walk into it.
Yeah, you don't think about, or I didn't think about it anyway, because you think about the big star players who are making millions of dollars. These are the guys who are like barely trying to keep their dream alive and just trying to get a job.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, it's really
I'm pretty sure Nick Foles, our quarterback who won the Super Bowl, got cut in the very first episode of last season. Was it last season, the Rams season? 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
It was a season before I think the Rams were over there when Jared Goff was a rookie, so that had been 2 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, the Nick Foles was their quarterback, and they opened the whole show with him calling him and saying, "Hey, we're cutting you." And we're going with the guy who's with the Vikings, who's awesome now.
Case Keenum.
Now he's with not the Vikings anymore.
Now he's with Denver.
Yeah, the guy who's with Denver, and he was awesome with, and then Jared Goff. So we'll see.
It should be fun. I'm really excited about it.
If you want us to do a football podcast.
I know, right? Anyway, moving on. That was a little too football-y, guys. I'm glad you bared with us. Game of Thrones, also on HBO. I think HBO had a press conference. And they also talked about the season of next season of Game of Thrones. The last season is going to come in the first 6 months of 2019. So January to June, probably looking at March or April like usual for the end of it.
I'm just ready to get it over with, but keep going.
And they also said they were going to do 5 possible pilot spin-off shows of Game of Thrones. They've narrowed it down to 1, and they're going with it. And it's the one we've talked about before, Age of Heroes, which is like 1,000 years before Game of Thrones. I know the tagline is like, you think you know about the Starks, the Lannisters, but you don't know half of it. So it's going to talk about all these families, but like their ancient descendants, you know?
Which is weird because we talked about this when they broke the news that they were going to do an Age of Heroes one in the first place. But I feel like the whole point of Game of Thrones is that it's kind of like a realistic breakdown of a fantasy genre Whereas, you kind of think of like a Tolkien style thing, or any of these fantasy dragons and swords, of like, these great heroes and this terrible villains, and George R. R. Martin took it and filled in the gray and made them very human characters. But even within this world, there are legends and myths that, kind of transcend that realness that, of the humanity of Game of Thrones. And that's what this is, the Age of Heroes. And now we're going to go back and turn that into like the same thing, like humanize them and make them more levels of gray. Like, what are we doing? It's the same thing.
Well, my problem with it is Game of Thrones is very cyclical, and everything is like prophecy, and history repeats itself. And so basically, we're going to get the same story where, it's the threat of White Walkers.
Right,
and
the other thing is, like, I think Bran, with how Bran is in that story, I think he's going to tie into a lot of this. So it's like,
I'm sure that guy is,
like, I think Bran could very easily be Bran the Builder. There's like
that theory does exist.
So it's like, I don't know. I don't think they should do this, honestly. I would much rather see a Robert's Rebellion. Which everyone would rather see.
That would be so fucking
cool.
They're
missing the boat on this.
Yeah, but I genuinely think that they could use one of the episodes in the last season to set up the spinoff, like with the actors and everything, with like a brand vision. So,
yeah, agreed.
I can see that happening.
But they also said they anticipate the episodes to be in 2 hours long.
They said that wasn't true.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, they're like they're not confirming a time, but they said they're not going to be like 2 hours. They're probably going to be between an hour. And
I bet
the
series finale is 2 hours.
That's probably true.
So moving on to some Star Wars news, Carrie Fisher is going to be in episode 9. They're going to use like unused footage from Force Awakens to cut her into the movie somehow. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. So we'll have to see.
I'm going to say an R2-D2 projection, and she's going to be talking to Ben, just so the whole thing starts with Leia being like, Obi-Wan Kenobi, who Ben is named after, who Kylo is named after, and it's just going to be something to him. It's going to be like, Ben, you were my only hope, and now I'm dead.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think episode 9 is going to be good. I think they may have lost track. We'll see.
This is just a creepy ass world we live in now.
I know.
I understand we've been stealing things from dead actors for a while now, but now we're like actually physically representing them on screen, and I don't know. It's just
I don't know that it's the best way. Like maybe it's because it's what we have all discussed so much since Carrie Fisher's death, but just like putting it in the crawl was like been enough for me.
That's all they should have done.
Again, we have to kind of wait and see the movie and see how it actually plays out, but I feel like that would have been perfectly acceptable. There are a couple other casting announcements.
I think they messed it up because, like, you could have had Kylo kill her in that scene, Oh,
yeah.
And that makes Kylo even more interesting to me, killing Han and then killing his mom.
Well, to be fair, he isn't the one who fired the shot.
He doesn't kill her.
But he could have been there and let his mom die, which is also a good, interesting character.
But I even now, if you kill her in the very beginning of the movie, I don't know. They didn't handle it right.
Agreed.
They could have worked that in more better, I think.
Yeah.
I think they got more tied up in like honoring her legacy and the fan. I don't know. They could have. The story aspect of it kind of got lost.
Mark Hamill confirmed to come back, so going to get Force Ghost Luke, or maybe he just teleported somewhere else. Maybe he's back on Tatooine or something.
Force Ghost. I think him and Yoda, which would be cool.
There's been ever since Episode 7. There's been the rumor that Anakin was going to come back.
I would love that.
I want to see a Force Ghost Anakin to Kylo Ren. That's what I want. Is like Anakin talking directly to Ben.
That would be really cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
They really need to bring Anakin back into the fold.
Mm-hmm. Well, hang on. Or is it going to be like Force Ghost Luke trying to convince Force Ghost Anakin to talk to Kylo and set him on the
I need you to talk to your grandson.
And then the last bit of news is Disney and Fox, 21st Century Fox, finally, finalized the merger. So Disney now owns X-Men, Deadpool. They own everything, basically.
Film rights, specifically.
Yeah.
Film and television rights.
So they could see them, into the MCU.
It won't become official until first quarter, I think. 2019 is what I saw. So you probably won't see those characters introduced until 2021, 2022.
And I think you could seamlessly integrate those. You you have people start in the MCU, just start waking up and they have mutant ability. You know what I mean?
I definitely think we're going to start seeing the word mutant used.
Yeah.
I just want that. Yeah. That would just make me happy.
Instead of enhanced.
Right.
No more enhanced.
Yeah.
God, I hated that word.
But yeah, I honestly think they'd start with, again, like lesser well-known. They wouldn't start with like Cyclops or Wolverine. I think they'd start.
I don't know, man. I want Marvel's version of Wolverine. I feel like it'll be more true than the Hugh Jackman version we got.
It will.
I also want the Marvel version of Fantastic Four.
I was about to say, maybe they'll start with Fantastic, especially since they're going galactic, you know?
Yeah. What if you made the Fantastic Four's origin and the mutant origin the same thing? Like the whole cosmic ray thing?
Yeah.
What if there's like some sort of cosmic ray that crosses over the Earth and they get the most exposure? You're kind of making the Fantastic Four mutants, but they're kind of already mutants, right? I mean, like, who cares?
It wouldn't matter. That'd be cool.
It wouldn't matter.
They definitely, and, you know, yeah, it gives you an opportunity to bring back in the Inhumans. There's a lot.
Galactus.
You can do a lot more. Silver Surfer. You know, there's just a lot more you can do.
That's how I think. Because when they got Daredevil, they tried to give Daredevil back to Fox, and they wanted Silver Surfer and Galactus.
Yeah, because Galactus, I could see, is the only guy you go after that's bigger than Thanos.
Yeah, agreed.
That's the only one. So
that'd be cool.
And that's pretty much all the news. So I think we're going to move on to Mission Impossible.
I think Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
So this is the 6th entry in a franchise, which is actually kind of incredible because it's kind of under the radar.
Yeah.
For successful franchises.
I've watched them all in the last month to get caught up for this, and they're all real good except 2, which is real bad.
Do you think that as a whole, this franchise is better than the Fast and Furious franchise?
Yes.
They're smarter.
Ian is nodding.
Yeah.
It doesn't come through on the podcast.
Ian forgets he has a microphone in front of him.
Yes.
So this follows directly after Mission Impossible 5, which was Rogue Nation, I think.
Yep.
In 2015. And really, it's not that much different. The only big hype thing I feel like coming into this was we found out several months in advance that Tom Cruise actually broke his foot doing a stunt, which they 100% tied into the marketing for this movie.
Which was smart.
It was.
I mean...
Because I was looking for it the whole time.
Yeah. Well, they make sure you see it.
They do.
He's now leaning into his crazy stunt stuff, which is, perfect for him.
I mean, to be fair, he is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
it's
some
awesome.
of the scenes in this movie are great. I mean, I would say the thing about this is a very direct sequel to Rogue Nation.
Yeah.
More direct sequel than any of the other ones, which are kind of all on their own. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't watched Rogue Nation, you might be a little lost, honestly.
Yes.
Agreed. So that brings us to Mission Impossible 6, Mission Impossible Fallout, directed by Christopher McQuarrie.
Who I'm much more interested in seeing future stuff from after this movie.
Yeah. Agreed. This is only like his 4th movie that he's ever directed.
Yeah.
Christian, you want to give us a brief synopsis?
Yeah, this movie picks up 2 years after the events of Rogue Nation. Ethan Hunt is still kind of reeling and dealing with the altercation he had with, what's the guy's
Solomon Lane.
Solomon Lane. All I could think of was Lane. I couldn't think of his first name. Solomon Lane kind of still haunts him. The movie opens with the kind of an exchange of weapons where the syndicate has fallen apart, and now all these kind of like rogue agents are doing everything they can to get Solomon Lane back in their custody, and the mission goes awry. And the CIA blames Ethan, where he's then attached with a CIA attaché played by Henry Cavill. And the rest of the movie is their attempt to kind of make up for that mistake and
regain the plutonium.
I wasn't going to say plutonium, but yes, they lose plutonium, and the whole rest of the film is them trying to regain.
I don't
plutonium.
think it's a spoiler if it's the first 5 minutes of the film.
Yeah, but they don't say it at all in the trailers and the marketing,
which is weird. Well, we'll get back to the trailer.
The whole point of the movie is Ethan Hunt making up for his mistake.
And I would say the only other thing is to add is in the beginning is he's also real, and not from just Solomon Lane, but also his failed marriage. He's starting to really get affected
with friendships
with Michelle Mahan, who he married in number 3.
Yeah.
So I think she plays a big part.
I will say, you talked about it being a direct sequel to 5. I think since the Abrams kind of soft reboot of the franchise, they've all been pretty
they tipped their toe in it a little bit, but now he's like going all in.
Yeah,
like he's trying to MCU it up a little bit, which I think is smart.
I'm not sure how I feel about it. We'll talk about it more in spoilers. We're going to try and do non-spoilers here and just do some initial impressions.
Cast list?
Coming back to this one is Tom Cruise, obviously, as Ethan Hunt,
great job
protagonist of the whole series. Henry Cavill's joining as Walker, the CIA representative. What did they call him? Like the Hammer?
Yeah, something.
It's
the job.
He's like the CIA black op assassin.
Yeah.
He's their fixer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ving Rhames is back as Luther. Simon Pegg is back as Benji.
Yep. Michelle Monaghan, his wife.
Yeah, his wife Julia, I think.
Yes.
Sean Harris is Solomon Lane, who I don't feel like he's a super convincing villain.
No,
I'm not.
I was arguing to a friend that if they would have cast Christoph Waltz and Rogue Nation in that same role, and like it would have been a.
Oh no, yeah, he's definitely trying to be like a Blofeld.
He would have. The villain is the weakest part of these movies. Like that guy is not. He looks better with the beard. He has a beard in this one, and he looks cooler.
He's still not that threatening.
But like, if you put Christoph Waltz or like an Anthony Hopkins in that role, it makes so much more money.
Yeah.
You need someone famous.
Also true. Rebecca Ferguson is Ilsa. Is that right? Is that how you say it? Ilsa. Angela Bassett is Sloane, the CIA. Is she like the CIA director, I guess?
Yeah, they never really specify, but I think she's supposed to be the director.
Alec Baldwin is back as the IMF director. Hunley. Michelle Monaghan as Julia.
A lot of famous people.
Vanessa Kirby, who I wasn't familiar with, as the White Widow.
Yeah,
I wrote her down. Oh, is she? I wrote her down.
She's the sister, right?
Yeah.
That is her, yeah.
Huh. I wrote her down because I thought she was very attractive. I think, who is this person?
Yeah, I think she's also set up. You know, you guys have seen the first movie?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they say, I read something that she's the daughter of Max.
No way.
Yeah, and they say it in the movie. I didn't catch it. Max is the arms dealer who, in the first one's on the train, and they're blocking with the laptop. So she ties into the first movie, too.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then poor Wes Bentley is in a tiny little side role as Tom Cruise's ex-wife's new husband.
He's creepy looking. I thought he
looks like a villain in everything he
does.
Yeah.
I feel bad for that guy because he was. I feel like he got launched in American Beauty. That was like his first like big movie, and I was like, oh, that was like a big hit, won all the Oscars. This guy is on the way to something, and the only other thing I can remember him from is Hunger Games.
Well, I was going to say, they only cast him in movies that require facial hair. Ever since Hunger Games. He has had a beard in everything since he was Seneca Crane.
Well, this is actually a perfect transition. So the other famous thing about this movie is it's got the most infamous expensive mustache.
That has no business being in the movie.
I mean, I like the mustache.
It doesn't need to be in the movie, but how about that mustache?
Look,
it looks really
I agree
good.
with you. Henry Cavill looks like a badass.
I mean, if I'm Henry Cavill, I know how shitty Justice League is, and I'm seeing how good this is. I'm not shaving that mustache either.
Yeah, I'm just saying it adds nothing to the plot. It's not in any way like necessary.
But I thought it was going to look real dumb, and I was like, no, that's a badass mustache.
He pulls that off.
Thing I don't say often.
His performance is great. Like I think I love how they him in the fight scenes. Then they use his like physicality. Yeah, like he's throwing people around.
Christian and I saw this together. We talked about it after, and Christian said, the most unbelievable part of this movie is if somebody got hit with a Henry Cavill haymaker, they'd be dead.
Yeah, yeah, that Japanese dude, he's not standing a chance.
I love that.
I'm still not sure that Henry Cavill is a good actor, but he's a very charismatic screen presence. I just enjoy seeing him.
I think he's better than like Jason Momoa. Like I think.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. Like I think he's better than that.
So yeah, with that, what's everybody's initial impressions of this one?
I really like this movie. It's probably top 3 of the franchise for me, but I've been I've really enjoyed all the reboot ones. Basically, I've put it above 5, but it's still below 3 and 4 for me. It's some of the best action sequences we've had in a long time. There were parts where I thought to myself, man, there's very little dialogue in this movie, but it's not bothering me. Like, there was a whole bit, and we'll get into spoilers, but there's a whole bit, and it's basically 2 action sequences back to back, and the in-between is just music. Yep. There's no speaking in it.
That's my favorite part of the movie, too.
And it worked really well. Like, you feel like that shouldn't, but it does. Like I said, I really liked it. If this was this should be the standard of action movies, like, going forward. This is what we're capable of. Mm-hmm. This is what we should shoot for.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was my favorite one a little bit over the original, which I still think probably has the best scene. But this action was definitely better than Rogue Nation and Ghost Protocol and 3. Like, yeah, I think it might be it's really, I'm a big fan of the action scenes. Maybe some of the performances are kind of, he's still doing the same thing he's been doing for 5 other movies now. But for definitely what I go into them for, which is him doing cool stuff, this had that in spades. So
definitely.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you mentioned it, I feel like the standard and the caliber of action movies as a whole has lifted over the last couple of years, and this one is 100% like maintaining that bar. I don't know that this movie has a lot else to it besides the action, and I don't know that it needs to. It's just
Yeah,
it's. I mean, it really is like it's exhilarating to watch. I was watching you and Reagan, and like during the action sequence, squirming in the. It's great. It's very exciting. So yeah, do you want to go into spoilers from here on down?
Yeah.
So let's address the first important thing. They revealed way too much in this trailer. Henry Cavill is the villain.
Yeah.
Which I have a problem as a whole with the movie, like telegraphing it a little too hard. But the problem is, I didn't even need it telegraphed to me because they already told me in the trailer. Because they're fighting at, like, the last scene.
For sure. You're right about that. We knew that they were going to fight. I think the movie tries to, like, say, oh, we teased that for you, but it's not what you think it is. And then it turns out it's being exactly what you thought it was. On that note, and this is kind of skipping a little far forward, the whole reveal bit of him being the villain, the moment they got into that catacomb space, I was like, Benji's going to be the one wearing the mask, and he's going to think they're leaving, but Elaine's going to actually be there, and he's going to reveal his whole plot to him, and that's exactly what happened. Like, it was so cliche almost, like so cliche within the Mission Impossible realm, because I feel like it's the exact same bit they played on film.
Oh yeah, I mean, all these scenes are like variations of scenes they've already done.
Correct.
Yes.
So like they've done it all by now, but it's okay. I still enjoy it. You know.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Henry Cavill villain bit, both the reveal and the fact it was like telegraphed in the trailers, is probably the weakest part of this movie.
Agreed. Because I feel like it would have been an interesting reveal if they had, one, not telegraphed it as hard in the movie, and obviously it told you in the trailers, and also kind of built up more rapport between him and Tom Cruise during the movie. Because they start off, as kind of opposites, but I would have liked it if you saw them build like a mutual respect for each other, and then there was the turn.
They never liked each other.
No, absolutely not.
It's basically they combined Jeremy Renner's character from number 4 and like Philip Seymour Hoffman from 3. Like, it just, I don't know. I didn't love it. Maybe you guys can answer this. Was that his manifesto, or was that
they implied that it was his manifesto?
Yeah. Okay, so why was that one scientist guy like super obsessed with it?
Right, like it was his. I don't know. I was really confused about the manifesto.
That stuff, yeah.
If he had not said, when I wrote those words, if that line of dialogue had not been in that movie, I would not have that question.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you kind of made him seem like he's the architect of all of this, I got confused.
Right. I'm with you. So we kind of alluded to it already. One of my biggest problems with this movie is that I feel like it leans a little too much into its own mythology, both in like audience expectation of like how much they're supposed to know about what's going on, and as far as like, I don't know, playing into your own tropes. There's so much of, your mission if you choose to accept it. Did you ever think about, did you not accepting it?
Yeah.
I don't know, that really bothered me. But like also just, like you said, like the continuity of the story depends very much on you remembering a lot of the other stuff. And they kind of allude to it, but also, I don't know, like if you're, I forgot who Sean Harris was, even though I just saw that movie. So like, I don't know, it bothered me that it was...
I think Ian's description is really fair in that they like test the water, put their toes in it a little bit, and that's both good in that you don't have to see the other movies, but it's also bad in that it kind of it expects you to understand when it makes those references.
Right.
Like you need to know it in and out so that you understand. Hey, we're referencing this moment, like the Max thing. As soon as you said it, I'm like, oh wow, that's crazy. I did not get that at all.
Yeah, I didn't get it either. I read it, but they said they say it in the movie.
I would love for them to go back and tie the first one, because I feel like of all the 4 we've had since Abrams took over, I hate that. I feel like it doesn't connect at all to the original one.
Yep. But I thought the best thing about this movie was like there's 4 action scenes in particular I thought were great. One is that Halo.
Yeah, so I was going to say maybe we should just like go through some of the sequences, because this movie is entirely like action set piece to action set piece. The first one is the exchange at the very beginning where the plutonium gets stolen, and I was genuinely afraid they were going to kill off Ving Rhames, because he's been the only other person that's been in all these movies.
Man, that whole gotcha like bit, it was like back to back too. You thought Ving Rhames was going to die, and then the very next scene is they've exploded 3 of the major religious cities in the world.
I was really afraid that they were going to go really dark with this movie.
They do it 3 times.
Yeah, I thought they were too.
I mean, again,
that was cool how they like got the confession from the guy. That was Mission Impossible. That was legit TV and Mission Impossible.
Because I bought it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I also like the fact that they've gone back to the masks unapologetically. It doesn't make any sense, but it's fun.
Yeah.
So after that we do, we meet Henry Cavill's character Walker, and he gets teamed up with Tom Cruise, and then they do that Halo jump over, where is it, Paris?
Yeah, Paris.
And which Tom Cruise did it in real life, and they said he did it like 106 times.
Oh my God.
He did 106 Halo jumps?
Yeah, to get it right. And they said the only country that would like legally allow it to happen, insure it, was United Arab Emirates. So he actually had to go there to do it, and then they CGI'd in the thunderstorm and the lights of Paris. But everything else is legit, like him. That's why that scene's so cool. It's like that's really him, skydiving.
The craziest part of that scene to me is, and I thought about this as we were watching it, because again, I know what Tom Cruise is like, and I know what this director likes, so I was pretty sure that this actually happened. But the way that it's like blocked, you kind of like circle around Tom Cruise while he's in the airplane. And then as the gate opens in the back, the camera goes out first. And it's like, did a cameraman jump out of this plane backwards? He fucking did.
Yeah.
There's multiple like cameramen and other things all around. And
Halo jump is high altitude, low oxygen. So they were like normal skydiving is at like 13,000 feet.
I think it's low open.
Yeah. No, high altitude, low oxygen. Or maybe it is low open.
It's low open. They have a full tank of oxygen. They're breathing.
Yeah, but they said he was at 25,000 feet.
Yeah.
Normally you jump at 13.
They built like a special helmet for it and everything. It's cool as fuck, man. I feel like it really comes through on screen that this is like real.
And Henry Cavill getting hit by lightning, like it's just a cool scene.
Yeah, it's great.
What made it better is he doesn't realize it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like the best little bit.
It's a good scene.
Lost your oxygen.
Yeah. Then you spend some time in the club. They're tracking down John Lark, or who they think John Lark is. And then there's that big bathroom fight scene, which to me is I like a lot of the other action sequences. They're very exciting, but that's my favorite one because I just love a well choreographed fight scene.
It's probably a highlight of the movie for me.
It's got the famous Henry Cavill reloading his arms kind of thing. I don't know. It's really cool. It's really fun.
I like how they use his size. He's very physical in that fight.
He throws the dude through a mirror.
Yeah, it's a cool scene.
Oh, it's great.
And at the end, when he's all bloodied up and the bathroom is just destroyed,
It's cool. Great, man. Like Joseph alluded to, when he goes on the John Lark character, he goes in a full blown haymaker. All I thought was, God, that has got to be the most painful thing. It was impressive. I was like, Henry Cavill could fight in the UFC. I get that he spent 3 months with a trainer probably learning that fight, but I mean, it was intimidating. Yeah. I liked it. It's a cool moment.
And as usual, we probably shouldn't underrate the fact that Tom Cruise again does all the ridiculous.
56 years old.
He's ridiculous. From there we go back and we meet the White Widow,
her brother.
Yeah, and her brother, and Ethan goes with her, and they learn the plan to break out Solomon Lane, which is the first time I feel like that they really telegraph the Henry Cavill betrayal thing, because they're specifically focusing on Ethan Hunt, and then she says the word rogue intelligence operative, and it cuts directly to Henry Cavill's okay.
Yeah.
One, I already know, but I get it, thank you. But yeah, then we lead into this whole dreams. There are a lot of dream sequences in this movie.
Yeah.
But the dream sequence of Tom Cruise's nightmare of how this heist is going to go down, where all the police get murdered. And so he just improvises this other one where he knocks the.
It's a cool shot.
Oh yeah, Solomon Lane's police
armored vehicle
into the river, and the scene from inside the vehicle where it's filling up with water.
It's the truck is spinning. Oh man, that's a cool shot.
It's very cool.
Yep.
I bet that was scary as fuck.
To film it. Yeah. So it's you think even though you're an actor and you're perfectly safe, you're in a straitjacket, tied up, and this thing is rolling and water's coming at you. Yeah, I'd be freaking out.
100%. And also, you're not Tom Cruise, so I mean,
you're not
normal
people are movie.
Priorities are different.
Which led to a big car chase through France.
Led to the big car chase through
France.
Paris. Is it France?
You're still in Paris.
Oh, yeah, because they go through by the Arc. And that's it's Tom Cruise on the motorcycle without a helmet.
We have to
and you can tell he knows how to ride a motorcycle.
Definitely,
he's done them in every movie.
Yes, I mean, he knows how to do it because he's leaning and shit, and I don't know. He seemed like he's pretty understanding of what to do.
Definitely,
all
the way back to Top Gun, man. The guy's had a motorcycle.
I just can't imagine how long all these stuff. Because they have so many drivers out there, professional drivers that he has to weave in and out and through, and that I don't know. How many takes did they have to do to do all these things?
That is an impressive car chase scene.
It is. It absolutely is. And yeah, that leads back to the hideout where we do the masked double cross thing.
Yeah.
Which, it was fun to watch, but then you have to after it happens, you have to go back and be like, wait a sec, because it's one of those, this person double crosses and then they think they have the upper hand and then secretly the other person's had the upper hand. And then there's secretly the other person's had the upper hand. And then you go back and be like, wait a second, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, why would he have the guys there? That's what I want to know. He was ready to leave with Solomon Lane in that moment. Why all of a sudden were they called apostles?
Yeah.
Why were there apostles there?
I don't know, man.
He prepared for...
Because he makes it seem like, I have to get you out right now because otherwise they're going to come back, or I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
That's not what they were there for.
Isn't exactly. Exactly. And yeah, that one leads to the chase sequence. I guess, is that also is everything in Paris?
That's in London.
Is it in London?
Yeah.
Where we just have to, it's the obligatory Tom Cruise running through shit scene.
God, that dude is fast.
He runs funny, but he's pretty goddamn fast.
Yeah. Or at least the cinematography makes him seem really fast.
I'd like to see Tom Cruise do a 40.
Yeah.
That's where he breaks his leg.
I'm thinking sub-5.
And they use that scene where he breaks his leg.
They do.
Yeah. You see him get up
from multiple angles.
It's rough.
And I think the scene where he gets up and starts running is also the one where he broke his leg. God damn. Crazy ass bastard. And yeah, it leads us to the big final act, which takes place. It's supposed to take place in Kashmir, but I don't think that's what Kashmir looks like.
I don't know either.
But it's he's got to save his ex-wife's medical
smallpox camp
from 2 nuclear bombs.
Yeah, basically there's 2 nukes that are going to go off, and he's trying to disarm them.
It's some insane, elaborate plot that doesn't make any goddamn sense. But it
turns into a helicopter.
It leads to a giant helicopter chase, which is awesome.
And then a big fight at the end, which is cool.
Okay, so since we're on the fight, I think I can say for both of us, the hook to the head was the highlight of the movie.
Yeah, correct.
That's really cool.
How did you feel about it?
I loved it.
Because it was me, Reagan, and Joseph sitting there, and this moment, the whole, we were all like, oh, shit!
Yeah, the whole theater went like that. It was great.
It's definitely, sudden,
Well, I like it because,
it builds to it.
They do, yeah. So they show the hanging hook.
And I like how he got ugly, too, with the burn.
Oh, yeah, that's good, too.
Yeah,
but that
Two-Face.
That was what bothered me, is because after that happens, maybe he'll, fall into the river and survive, and we'll get to see, fucked up Henry Cavill on a revenge mission.
I would have loved that.
But no, he got a helicopter hook through the head.
Yeah, that's good, too.
Which, I'm kind of bummed we don't get him back again, but that was a really cool way to go out.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I was hoping, and I guess Solomon Lane is supposed to be this through 5 and 6, but I would like there to be an overall mastermind equal to Ethan Hunt.
Well, that was Solomon Lane.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, but I think, like Joseph said, and you said this too, it needs to be a star. I don't know if anyone is equal star power Tom Cruise. Yeah. But I don't know, if Brad Pitt strolled in and was like, I had the rabbit's foot. Yeah. I employed Solomon Lane.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool.
The whole time with somebody else. And then we get 3 movies of them just going at it. That would be the way I would want to end this franchise. And I feel like Henry Cavill could have been that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was cool.
But he got a helicopter to the head.
Yeah.
That was a cool way to die, though.
It was pretty fucking awesome.
I wouldn't want to die that way, but sure.
Tom Cruise is really hanging off that helicopter.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Dude, when he fell
dropped off, that's real.
When he fell down the rope, oh man, that's hard to watch.
I know.
I don't even want to think about it. He's nuts.
Literally the whole third act with Tom Cruise and the chase and the helicopter and the mountain and everything. It's it's like you're on the edge of your seat the whole time.
Yeah, it's exhilarating.
Yeah, it's a good third act. The movie's a little long.
No, that's my only complaint is and I had this problem with the last one that they did is I don't feel like McQuarrie knows what to do when they're not doing an action sequence. Mm-hmm. I don't know that he knows how to fill that space very well, but there's so much action in it, and the action is so great that I'm very much willing to overlook it.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't suck to me how long it is. It didn't weigh me down, but...
You're right, they're all long, though.
They're all long. The movie strings are the action sequences, and this one I feel like takes longer to get going. Once it starts, from the chase scene on, the car chase scene, it's nonstop to the end of that movie. But it just, even though I like the things in the beginning, I like the twist, I like the way they found out, the plutonium, where it was or whatever. I dug all that. I was ready to watch Tom Cruise do crazy shit. That's why I go to these movies.
I don't really care about your convoluted plot. Just don't even worry about it.
it was pretty convoluted.
It takes too long to set up.
Like the smallpox in Kashmir being important in the beginning and then somehow being important in the end.
Tom Cruise's line that I gave smallpox
women and children smallpox.
Yeah, like what?
And that was the sexiest thing that woman had ever heard.
I know.
Like she was like visually turned on by it. I will say they kind of retcon number 2 in that the only thing you're supposed to remember about number 2 is that he can free climb.
Yep, I said that too. I was like, it makes me like 2 more because it ties into because he was training when he was on vacation on those rock climbs.
Yep, he was preparing for this moment.
Yep, I thought that same thing.
Yeah, now, just thinking of the free climbing makes me think of him getting out of the way in the hook again, which is just it's great.
Yeah,
it's burned into my brain for the better.
Ties them all back together.
I'm very excited about it. So yeah, I think that's all I got for this one. I'm saying this one's better than Transformers.
Yeah, I would say my favorite movie this summer, better than Transformers.
Better than Transformers, for sure. I want more of them. Keep making them.
I don't know. Like they've made such a solid franchise. I'm kind of I don't know. I don't want them to wear out the welcome, but I also I love these movies so far.
I mean they've done a really, like Ian said, you were talking about, they're all great, but one of them. Mm-hmm. Like when you have 6 movies and Tom Cruise is your main actor, and 5 of them are 5 of the best action movies ever made, like it doesn't seem like it should work, but it does.
Yeah.
And so just keep
making them.
Keep making them. I enjoy it. I go every time. So
absolutely.
What do you think? Before we move on, I think Christopher McQuarrie will be a hot director. From he's made 2 good Mission Impossible movies. Mm-hmm. What do you think is something you'd like to see him take? I think he's a great action director. So
yeah.
Well, I mean, a Fast and Furious would probably work. Honestly,
he'd probably make a good one, but Tom Cruise would have to be in it. So. Actually,
Tom Cruise could be a Fast and Furious
now that
villain.
I say it, I'm like, I want that movie.
That's why Tom Cruise put Tom Cruise in a hot rod, and he'd probably crash a car.
Oh man,
and he'd do it himself.
I mean, is there an action franchise that needs revitalization, or is there a...
I'm going to say I would like him to do the Green Lantern movie.
Okay.
Well, he could easily do a Bond.
He would do a good Bond. Yeah. Are Bond movies like the actor, like you have to be British to make the movie?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they do. Is Danny Boyle? He's British, right?
Look, if we have a British Superman, we can have an American James Bond
director.
Oh, people did very, very strongly disagree with that.
Yeah, I don't think people would happy with it.
We had an American
honestly
Sherlock Holmes.
Let him make more Mission Impossibles.
Yeah, he can just keep making these movies.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Chris, we've blocked out the whole rest of your career.
We know you listen to this podcast. Please keep making these movies until Tom Cruise dies doing a stunt.
God. Are they ever going to bring Jeremy Renner back?
Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't like about this.
He was going to come back, but he just couldn't. Marvel.
Is that why he's not in this? Because they don't even talk about him.
Yeah.
So was he in 5?
Yeah, at 4 and 5.
Wait, so in 5 he's like stuck back at like the bureau or whatever, right?
Yeah, he's like working with the secretary, Alec Baldwin.
Yeah. And then he goes. It's not Alec Baldwin in that movie.
Yeah, it is. Because the old secretary gets killed in 4. There is no secretary in 5.
No, because Alec Baldwin's trying to shut it down, and then he gets so impressed with Ethan Hunt.
Yeah. He's part of it. They go after the Russian, or no, it's the British Prime Minister. They got to open a red box, and they work Alec Baldwin into the plot.
Yeah. I remember none of the.
It's a sleeping gun, and I don't know.
It's not great.
It's not.
The plot in that one's not.
Yeah. we forgot to mention that Alec Baldwin dies in this.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Horribly.
And it's real dramatic, way over the top.
Horribly acted.
Correct.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah.
Go,
Ethan. I can't imagine what would actually happen if Alec Baldwin had to fight Henry Cavill.
Oh my god, he'd get wrecked.
And I think they're definitely White Widow's going to be in more of these.
Definitely.
She's the one that comes back for number 7.
I'm down with that.
For certain.
Dude,
the way at the end they say Solomon Lane, they work through her and they're like to owe her a favor or something. Like they imply that she's going to come back.
Right.
So I think
Solomon Lane does survive, so he can still be the big overarching.
He just sucks.
He's just not that interesting.
But I think White Widow's a cool kind of like in the John Wick movies where they have like the Lawrence Fishburne's role. He's like the homeless guy who's in charge. Like, you know what I mean? Like not like a villain, but kind of like a third party.
In between character.
Yeah, see, I would have said something more akin to like someone at the Continental with John Wick, like probably.
Yeah,
but Ian McShire. Oh, Deadwood's getting a movie.
Supposedly. They've been saying that for fucking ever.
Yeah, hey, they said it's going into production in like 2 months.
I would love that.
I will believe it when I see a trailer.
That's where I'm at too. I would love that.
But yeah, so
that's it.
Mission Impossible 6 better than Transformers unanimously. Best action movie of the summer, I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
Unless you count Infinity War as an action movie.
I don't know. I might have
like a funeral march.
I might have also enjoyed this more than I enjoyed Infinity War.
Well, I don't know. Those are the only 2 good movies all summer.
Well, yeah, we don't have time to get into that.
Yeah.
So what have you been watching, guys?
Who's starting? You want me to go first?
Yep.
I watched season 3 of Rebels, which I'm actually enjoying much more now. Season 2 kind of like really got going, cemented it, my like for it, brought back Maul, and he's a big force in season 3 because he kind of like imprints on Ezra, the main character, and he's this like embodiment of the dark side for Ezra, and it plays really well, it works really well, and there's a little bit of a time jump. It also connects a lot to what happened in Clone Wars and references Mandalorians and what happened to Mandalore and the Black Saber, and I don't know, I'm digging it a lot more. Season 3 is
Well, I heard season 3's where they like started realizing, hey, kids aren't watching this. It's only people who like Clone Wars.
Definitely gets darker.
Yeah.
And there's even a time jump. Yeah. So like the characters are older.
Right.
So it definitely feels like that way.
Yeah.
I like it. I'll probably finish season 4 tomorrow or Wednesday. And then
So have you seen where Obi-Wan fights Maul?
Yeah.
That's already passed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I hear that's anticlimactic.
It is, but I really liked it. Like, spoilers. Obi-Wan kills Maul in it.
Who's in the end credits scene of a movie, so like they're talking about bringing it back.
It takes place.
Yeah, but before the scene in
Rebels.
That's what I mean. Yeah, but they're bringing his character back, who we already know how he dies.
Correct.
That's so stupid.
That's. Yeah, I don't know that decision was made when they made this episode of TV.
Yeah,
I feel like they probably
had to have been.
No,
had to have.
Absolutely not. There's no way they go forward with that episode.
Season 4 aired while they were making Solo, and that movie is basically different than the one we.
But Solo was made like all the way at the last minute.
That's what I'm saying. Season 3 was already done, like a year before that happened.
Exactly.
So they
had to have known.
Yeah, they had to.
Oh no! I'm saying they regret killing him in Rebels. Is my point.
I agree. I think they could have anchored him into like your villain.
Yeah.
For movies.
That was my whole pitch with Solo. You make Infus Nest Ahsoka, and you make Maul this like background villain the whole time, and then boom, you're set off like an Ahsoka, Obi-Wan.
Shit, that would have been better.
Movie. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And there's a history with those two characters. You could go back to the Maul Obi-Wan like struggle between the two of them. There was a lot there, but all 3 of those characters have like a point in Rebels. So
they're wasting good material on these shows.
Either way, to your point, he attacks Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan just like wrecks him in one move. Just and I guess you can understand why it's anticlimactic, but it's also supposed to show how powerful Obi-Wan has become, like in his solitude. And it's also a really cool moment because it's in like Maul's dying breath. They like have a connection. His whole life has basically been, I want to get revenge on you. I'm going to get revenge on you. And now he can't have that. And he finally like has peace in his dying moments. And I saw this thing that was like, what shows that Obi-Wan is like the best Jedi is that the woman he loved, his master, and his arch nemesis all die the same way. In his arms, and him being nothing but like kind, loving, and respectful to them. And I think it's a really powerful moment for Obi-Wan Kenobi. But I like the show. I'm excited to finish it. And then I started off Joseph's recommendation, Your Lie in April, and it's addicting almost. I want to know what's going to happen, even though it's just about some quiet kid play piano. It's beautifully animated. It is kind of tropey and very tropey. Sappy, and yet I just accept it. Yep. I'm just like, they do normally that wouldn't appeal to me, but they do such a good job with it that I like it.
I mean, it's visually beautiful.
Yep.
Again, like you said, the way they animate the music is really good, and the pieces that they choose, like that the first concert thing with the girl and
the violin girl.
Yeah. Like that to me was like phenomenal. That got me. I was like, I need the rest of this show.
Yeah. I'm only halfway through. My favorite so far has been the 2 kids that were like jealous of him growing up.
Yeah.
The girl playing the Chopin piece.
Yeah.
That one's been my favorite so far.
It's a good one.
There's a lot of Chopin in that show, though. I think it's because they're playing piano.
I mean, it's a Chopin competition, specifically.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a lot of animes do, they switch their theme song for the beginning and end credits, like right after where you're at.
Uh-huh.
And whenever they do that, stick around and try watching the end credits in the second one, because it's the saddest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I just want to warn you. I want to hear your thoughts on that next week.
All right. Yeah, I'll finish it now. I'll finish both Rebels and that this week, I hope.
What have you been watching, Ian?
I'm trying to think. I haven't really had time to watch anything other than
working too hard.
Other than Mission Impossible, I got to watch.
Fair enough.
What about you?
I started a new anime called Dura Dura. Again, terrible names. Which is just kind of a weird. It's like a slice of life version of The Wire in the sense that it's more about like I don't know the goings on in a city in Japan than any individual character. It's kind of about how all their stories interact than a single protagonist. But it's not great, but it's interesting enough. I enjoy it.
You gonna finish it?
I don't know. I'm 12 in and now I'm like, what are they gonna do from here? But we'll see how it goes. And then I watched Batman Gotham by Gaslight, the Victorian-era Elseworld story where Batman fights Jack the Ripper. And look, I thought it was going to be gimmicky, and it was gimmicky. It's at least 40% like Victorian gimmicks and like just fan service of having, random Batman characters in a Victorian setting. But the story itself is actually pretty good. I was surprised. I would say like it's plotting. It takes a little while to get there, but it's enjoyable.
Is it better than Batman Ninja?
I don't know. I haven't seen Batman Ninja yet. It is also one of the few stories that I like. It's a Batman and Catwoman story, and it's one of the few ones that one makes me like Catwoman and makes me like Batman and Catwoman as a couple. So it's worth checking it out. It's better than Transformers. So that's
it's on Hulu. I'll check it out, or DC streaming or whatever.
Yeah. When you pay $8 a month for DC streaming.
When you pay
that's right. That's right.
for DC Universe.
But yeah, I think that's everything.
Yep.
Do we have a plan for next week?
Nope. It's in the win. I'm going to an MLS match next weekend.
Well, aren't you fucking special?
Yeah. Awesome.
We want to do X-Men next week? Maybe the original Bryan Singer
1, 2,
trilogy?
3?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm down with that.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm not going to rewatch them, so my opinion is going to be based off the last time I saw them.
I don't know. I might watch X2 again. I like X2 a lot.
The ones I dislike.
We should all pick one and watch it.
I'll watch X-Men 1.
I'll watch X3.
Well, we're agreed then. So yeah, next week X-Men. Thank you guys for listening. If you like this, subscribe, rate, tell a friend. If you want to reach us, if you had more thoughts on Mission Impossible, or if you just have other questions you want us to answer on air, you can reach us at betterthantransformers@gmail.com. You can also reach us on Facebook and Twitter at BTTransformers. Thank you to Zach Evans for art and Brian Velasquez for our theme. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.